I think we are live. Just checking if we're live. Today no intro and all, straight to the point. I'm just checking the audio, video before we begin. Give me a sec so that we don't have any problems while the stream is on. Just checking the audio one sec. Is the audio fine? Oh, the late OP gang is back. Damn, I broke my headphones. Late OP gang is back or what? Okay. Let me increase the volume a little bit. Okay. Cool, awesome. We'll just wait for 2 more minutes for people to join. If they join, if they don't join, we'll just continue with whoever we have. So we'll be awesome with that, okay? Chalu karte hai. How's everyone doing though? I know this is slightly early from our pre-decided time, which is like 30 minutes earlier than our actual time that we do it at 12 o'clock. No audio now? What happened suddenly? Somebody saying no audio now. Hey, audio is there, man. Okay, I'm going to keep this on then. It's gone. There is audio. Please don't lie like that saying no audio, because then I get scared. Raj Ratan Wire is up 51% in 1 month. Great. Good for you. We have been seeing a lot of stocks. We'll talk about everything today. Don't worry. We'll talk about everything today. So until we start, until people join, we'll just keep taking some questions from the audience. I'll just look at some things that are there. Sorry, my monitor's here, so I have to keep looking at this side. Vivek Kumar, don't spam. I can see you. I can hear you. No problem. Okay, so there is a question by somebody who's saying that Shashank, your talking speed is, sir, I'm a beginner, my reading speed is very slow. How do you make it fast as you? Okay, this has gone out of focus. One sec. Stop going out of focus, camera, please. Thank you. Yeah, that's because I've been reading a lot. I've been reading from a very long period of time. My first book was weirdly Harry Potter. It was not a finance book, it was Harry Potter. And then after that I kept reading. And then slowly, after reading for a very long period of time, you start getting used to reading. And when I read a page, I don't read every single word. Your mind automatically tends to skip some words, but you get the entire gist of the book, right? So that is what is happening. Bloodbath in Sharda crop came down 30%. Yes, they had a bad result, I think, this quarter. So that is why it has gone down, but also because it had gone up a bit too much because of the last result. So that's fine. We'll look at all of this. Tanla also same thing, bad result. That's why Tanla went down. So we're going to look at this. But again, let's let everyone join before we actually begin. And then we can actually start the session. Okay. Now, please review Tanla. We will do Tanla. Okay. A lot of people are crying about Tanla. So I'll tell you what, it's very weird, because when I see people spamming a particular stock, right, non-stop, like they have no tomorrow, like they'll keep spamming Tanla. I know for a fact that means what you have done is you have invested a lot of money into Tanla. You have not done portfolio diversification well. You have put more than required allocation into Tanla, and it's gone down and you're crying right now. That is exactly what is happening to you, right? Ideally what you should do is, if Tanla was only 6% of your portfolio now, you wouldn't be crying here, first of all. Okay, so whenever I see somebody spamming a particular stock, I know that they've done a very simple mistake that everyone does, which is over investing in a particular stock, and that is why it has gone down. Cool. So that is why that is why it is, but it's okay. Cool. Now before we begin, I want to address a few things. Okay, before we begin, I want to address a few things, because you guys have been there with me through my journey for a very long period of time, and the last few weeks I've not been able to come and do my weekend research session where I sit and talk to you guys and interact, mainly because of a couple of reasons, and I'll tell you what those reasons are as well. So if you remember, 1.5 months ago, I recently stepped down from Avalon. I've recently moved into a new house. I'm still getting my entire footing, as you say, proper. I had to mentally get prepared for this as well, because now I'm not a part of any salaried employee, or I'm not working for somebody or someone. So now it's just me doing my own thing, doing content here, there, everywhere. So all of these things happened. So that is why I didn't get enough time for this. And I also started putting out content on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. I started my community which is slightly secret, which not many people know, but I'm doing a beta test over there as well. And I have been traveling a lot as well, right? If you've seen, mainly the traveling is just to start thinking and planning as to, okay, boss, what do I need to do for the next 365 days? What do I need to do to plan the next year? Apart from that, I've also been working on something which is top secret, which I will reveal to you guys very soon. So that is why I had gone to Bombay recently. I went with my dad. I sat down for 2 days with him in a place called Karjat, just to plan out my next move. And mostly, if things go right, then I think next year September or next year December, I'll be launching something really awesome that's going to disrupt the entire fintech industry, right? So I've been doing a lot of things. I've also been doing free workshops for people on the weekends. So yeah, a lot of things going on. So I just wanted to come and tell you guys that yes, it is my fault. I still agree to that. It is my fault that I have been irregular with respect to coming on the weekends and doing episodes. That is something that is my fault. So I apologize for that for sure. But I will ensure that I keep it going on more consistently as not, right? So that's what I just want to come and tell you guys, that I was just trying to figure out everything. Last 1.5, 2 months have been little difficult. There's a lot of changes in my life. So that is why it has been slightly difficult and different for me as well. Cool. But don't worry, what I'm building next year, I will need all of your help, or at least the guys who have supported me from the last whatever 1 year, 2 years. I will need your help when I'm building this amazing fintech product. And I will need your help in the beta testing as well. And I'll ensure that the guys who come in the start, I'm not even going to charge you guys. I'm going to give you guys free, because next business that I do, I don't want to do as much as possible. I don't want to go and raise VC funding and do that initially in the early days. I would do that much later if it's required. But mostly I would like to bootstrap it in the beginning, like a very simple dhanda, right? So that is what I'm planning. But it's 1.5, 2 years away, depending on how I can save my money, depending on what the amount required to start that company is very high. It's very, very, very expensive. So that is going to take some time as well from my side. Okay, guys, also stop spamming. Please, please, please stop spamming. It irritates everyone else. I'm here, I'm sitting here, I'm going to be here for 1 hour. So don't spam. Okay, thank you. Another thing that I want to address as well today, which is very serious, very important thing that I want to address today is, I've been seeing that when you grow, right, when you start growing on YouTube or when you start growing on Instagram, there are a lot of people that come and start putting out hate. Okay, so you guys should know one thing about me. When people shower me with hate, it doesn't affect me at all. I have this very weird Mumbai ka chamdi, they say, right? When people start putting hate or people start telling something negative, it doesn't affect me at all. So for all the people who are trying to put hate, 0 F given on this, right? The second thing is, what I like about people is when they do something about the topic. So if somebody asks me a question about the topic, like for example, I don't know how many of you all saw the latest video, which was IEX and HPX. Okay, now IEH and HPX video that we did takes my team 7 days to do this. Okay, from ideation to the scripting process to put it in a simple flow, removing all the difficult words, putting the most simplistic words possible in the video, editing it so that it's easy and simple to understand, so that the normal guy understands what is happening in the power sector, because power sector is very, very, very complicated to understand. Now after putting all of that, right, it is very difficult. So the main thing you guys need to focus on is, when I put videos out, you should just look at the value that has been derived. Now, if you guys think that there are some people who think that, Shashank, the value is not there anymore, I think, my brains have gone above a particular level, or I have transcended above your knowledge, then it's great. Then you don't need to follow me anymore. You can click on that unsubscribe button and please go ahead with your life, because then I believe that what I've done for you is enough, right? But there are a lot of people who still don't understand the stock market, who still don't understand finance. There are a lot of people who still ask me, Shashank, why are you putting, you're talking about the stocks, but then after that you're also talking about basic stuff like how to invest in the market. I'm like, because there are so many people who have come today, I've subscribed to my channel today, who don't know how to even do investing in stocks. For them, fundamental analysis is completely new, right? So for all the people who have reached Antaryami level in the stock market, who have gone beyond consciousness and have reached divine intervention, you can please unsubscribe and go, because I'm not a person who can give you this anymore, right? So it's okay. I have no care at all. I am here, as I told you. I remember I told this on day 1 as well. Even if there are 50 people on this live, I will still sit and do the entire live for 1 hour, because I come from a very teacher mentality as opposed to a just do videos and tata bye bye, right? So that is why. So I invest in people, as Sam is saying, invest time in people who actually care. So anyone who has any questions, I do answer them. Anyone who will simply come and say, Shashank, your lighting is so bad, you look so bad in the lighting. Nobody asked your opinion, right? If you're telling me, Shashank, I didn't understand this particular topic, can you explain? That is where I kick in as a teacher and I start explaining. Suddenly you will come and say, Shashank, why are you doing this? Shashank, why are you doing that? Shashank, your nose is looking weird. Why are you touching your nose? Why is your hair like this? I have even got comments where people are like, why are you wearing a t-shirt and not a shirt? Because when you come and project yourself with a shirt, it is more serious. If you wear a t-shirt, you're not serious about your audience. And I'm like, bro, I'm sitting on a Saturday shooting at home. You want me to wear shirt, tie and shoot for a video so that the audience takes me seriously? I would like the audience to take me seriously for the value and not for the, even if I come without a shirt, I want you guys to take me seriously. So I'm not going to do that. But still, I'm just saying, right? So it doesn't affect me. But the problem what happens is when you do things like this, right? It starts affecting my team, right? My team gets a little irritated because whether you like it or not, the team also looks at your comment, right? I can ignore it, Mumbai Chamdi, but my team looks at it, they get demotivated. Somebody comes and says, why are you using this presentation is so bad, this is so complicated. Somebody says the editing is horrible, the voice is useless, you don't care anymore, this and that. My team starts getting very demotivated. Now I have to obviously motivate them back up and say, it doesn't matter. There are 50 people who have said it's good, there's one person saying it's bad, completely fine, no issues, right? So I'm just saying, people think it's what do you call that? People think it's very easy. You can just sit there with a YouTube account and just comment. It's very easy to comment. But the repercussions that happen on a psychological level to my team is slightly bad. Just want to address it here, right? For me, you can shout at me. You can tell me whatever you want. No F's given, right? I am okay. You can shout at me as much as you want. Gali dete raho, no problem. I don't care at all, right? But don't go against the content and don't go against the team, because that is where I draw boundaries and you will be kicked out. I think if you look at my blocked list on YouTube and blocked list on Instagram, I have more than 150 people that I blocked. Why? Because if somebody can be toxic and spew hate, he will do it again and again and again. So before that even comes across, I cut it off at the root, right? So that is what it is. So knowledge is important. Focus on the knowledge. What is happening between the knowledge? Oh, Shashank. And the worst part, okay, because now obviously I'm sitting with you guys and you guys have been watching me. The worst part is earlier I used to do videos of 30 minutes. Because why? I used to explain it very deeply. Comments kept coming. Shashank, too long content. We cannot watch. Please reduce content size. Reduced it to 20 minutes. Okay. Shashank, too long. Please reduce content size. I said, let me try doing it max 10-11 minutes. Shashank, too small. You're talking too fast. Please increase the size of the video. I'm like, bhai, what do you want? They're like, you're talking too fast. So YouTube has a function which called 0.75. Put 0.75 and watch it, right? No, but you want everything and you want it to be perfect, and I cannot obviously cater to each and every one. So I'm going to listen to what the general mass population is going to do. All the other guys, there are 15 other YouTube influencers you can follow. I don't mind, you can go follow them as well, right? I'm not here to play the follower game. I'm here to play the long-term game, which is value provider. And as I said, next year or next to next year, I'll launch my finance product. It's going to be a B2C product. It is going to disrupt everyone, but the value that that product gives, the value, right? You will be mind blown with the value, because it's almost like me replicating myself into 10 more, or not even 10, into 20 or 30 Shashanks. And that 20, 30 Shashanks will be there personally for you. So I'm not going to reveal much about it because it's still in inception. I might even change the idea, but this is what I just wanted to say. Okay, thank you. I think the rant is over. Okay, so it's a long time you teach about crypto. Let's do some crypto. I don't know if people want to watch crypto. I don't mind doing crypto. I don't mind talking. There's so many things happening. I keep tracking it. I don't mind doing it, but I don't know if people want to watch it anymore. So let's see. It's okay. No, not an issue at all. Cool. Chalo. Bro, Kannadalli video madu onesala, at least once a week. Shashank. Bro, not everyone knows Kannada, right? Not everyone knows Hindi, not everyone knows Tamil, or else I would have done videos in every languages, Kannada, Tamil, everything I would have done. But English is something that a lot of people watch, so that is why I do it in English. Illadre I could have easily done in Kannada, Tamil, I could have done something. It's fine, it's okay. There's no issues at all. Cool, awesome. Now, all done. Can I get back to the topic? Can we start today's weekend research session? There'll be one guy who comes after this video and he'll be like, video starts at 15 minutes. Please watch after 15 minutes. Okay. I've seen all this. It's too funny. But either way, it doesn't matter. Chalo, let's go into video streaming mode. Let's see what is happening, boss. Okay. First of all, How many of you all enjoyed the last 1 month of the stock market? How many of you all enjoyed July? How many of you all enjoyed July? Put your hands up, right? Now, the reason why I said how many of you all enjoyed July is because July has been a very nice, sweet, beautiful month for all our investors. Now, as I said, right, multiple times, when you look at long-term analysis, when you do long-term fundamental analysis, you should not get scared with short-term movements, right? When I said if you zoom out a chart, you will see that everything looks normal, but when you zoom into a chart, everything looks very, very, very scary. So that is why I said do not worry about all of that. Now, if I ask you this, let me just show you something, right? If you go to say trading view, okay? Oh, what is this? One sec. One sec. Let me just go to Sensex. Main apna normal Sensex, right? Bombay Stock Exchange. Now, I have done a comparison between, I was just looking at the US market and the Indian market and just doing a comparison. Now, if you look, this is a daily chart, okay? This is a daily chart for both Dow Jones and a daily chart for apna Indian market, okay? Both. I'm just going to make it exactly similar. Now, if you zoom in and you look at something, you'll be like, Shashank, my stocks are all going down. I'm 10% down. I'm 15% down. And then again, it becomes good. And then it becomes bad. And then it becomes good. But this is the long-term game of the lifestyle of a month, right? Now, look at this. If you look at the price, okay, in the month of say Jan to March, okay, 14% down. You'll be like, Shashank, what a bad month. Okay, let's see March to April. Shashank, March to April, 14% up. Everything is fine. Back to not in 14, little more than 14%, right? So it's all back to normal. Okay, great, awesome. The same thing happened here as well. When in the month of June, it was quite bad. The market crashed by 10%. Why? Because there was continuous bad news coming across in the month of June. And then we said, okay, June is fine. We were all scared of something called as the earnings season. Okay, now we entered the earnings season where you will see a lot of earnings coming in. And when you see this, suddenly now you look at the stock market, we are up again. What is this? 12%, 13%, little more than 13%. Okay, back to normal, right? So look at this. Now suddenly in July, we are back up by 12%. So everyone's portfolio that was down looks better right now. But one important indication is we have crossed the last time's fall, right? I'll tell you why this line is important, okay? Because every time we go up, right? We go up, we come down, we go up, but we don't break the previous thing. We come back down, we go up, we don't break the previous thing, we come back down. But now we have changed the trend. The trend has changed. Why? Look at this chart. It's self-explanatory, not this actually. Let me go back here. Look at this, how the trend has changed now. Ideally, it should break this 60,000. If it breaks, we're back into the normal upward cycle of the market, and the accumulation phase is sadly over for everyone. Can the market crash again? Very good question by somebody who asked, can the market crash again? Now, when will the market crash again? Prerna is asking this question. Good question, Prerna. The market will crash when there is a significant amount of bad news that comes in, okay? But currently, the market has absorbed all the bad news that are there in the market. Kya bad news hai? Russia, Ukraine, bad news? We have already gone past that. COVID, gone past that. Monkeypox, abhi tak itna bada nahi hua ki problem ho jayega. So we are okay with that also. Monkeypox also not an issue. Who else is a problem? Tell me. Okay, is US going into recession? Oh my God, it's so scary. But is India going into recession? No, India has not gone into recession yet. India is still growing. So the bad news has already been factored into the stock market right now, and that is why it has fallen so much. Now there is no more bad news left in the market, right? Now we have to manufacture new bad news. Now inflation is also, KK Vijay is asking about inflation. Inflation is also factored into the market, no issues. Now if I show you something, right? Let me show you this. How many of you all saw this news that came out yesterday, right? US basically fell into something called as a technical recession after second straight quarterly contraction. So on technical terms, it's not officially a recession, but on a technical terms, right? The US market has gone into a recession. Okay, why do they say technical? I'll show you. If you go to the American website, right, where they show all the data, sorry, if you see this data, right, this is their GDP, the real GDP of the country. If you look at the US Bureau of Economic Analysis, the GDP of the country in the last 2 quarters, which is Q1 and Q2 of 2022, there is a decline. Their GDP has declined continuously for the last 2 quarters. So usually what happens is whenever the GDP goes down continuously, they say, boss, your country is in a recession because they're not making enough money, right? So now US has gone into a technical recession, right? Now you could have also said this is a technical recession. Shashank, Q1 and Q2 also we were in a recession, but no, we're not in a recession in Q1, Q2. Why? Because this was a COVID dip, and that is why this nonsense happened. Now, can somebody tell me in the chat, because we're learning from a very macroeconomic standpoint, right? Can somebody tell me as a fact, why is US going into a technical recession? Why is US's inflation at 9%? And why are people like me and you or India, right, not going through a recession, number one? And why people in India are not going through a 9%, 8.5%, whatever inflation, 8 point whatever inflation that is there? Why are we at a slightly lower inflation? The reason lies in this dip, right? Because when this dip happened, US started printing a lot of money, right? Too much money, right? Then they could control the money. They said, okay, we'll print a lot of money. We will control it. No issues, because we'll get the inflation rate down. So we're all good and they were all enjoying. But then suddenly Vladimir came in and said, boss, we are attacking Ukraine. That is why the oil demand supply gap happened. And because of that, the inflation went out of control for Mr. USA. And now Mr. USA is struggling. Why? Why? There is another very important thing. Look at this. Two things I'll show you. Okay. Russian oil payments, what we have done with Russia. Russian oil payments is seeking the payments from India in UAE dirhams and not in dollars. They're saying you pay us back in dirhams, not in dollars, because dollars is going through a bad time right now. It is very volatile. It is struggling literally big time, right? So this is again happening. Apart from that, another big blow to the US economy, right? Russia and China. There is something called as, what is that? Forex, what is that? New currency. Okay. Where is that? Yeah, this one. So Russia, China and the BRICS, all the people in BRICS, right? All of them are coming and talking about a new reserve currency that we will do. Look at all of them smiling and holding hands. Look at all of that. It's so cute. But all of them have basically said that we will move away from US dollar and we will make our own new reserve currency. Okay, now these are the BRICS nation. India is a part of the BRICS, right? But who else is joining BRICS? Do you know? They've also actually got other people to join. Turkey, Saudi Arabia, all of them also want to come and join BRICS. Basically, the Eastern nation want to come together and tell dollar, Tata, bye-bye, see you. Because this is basically curtailing access to dollar and the pressure dollar is putting on the economy. Because when dollar prices do this, what it's doing right now, it affects emerging economies like us. That is where it gets very difficult. So look at all of them smiling and very happy going away from the dollar, and Biden will be crying right now. But this is basically happening. So US has gone into a technical recession. Okay, so that's okay. Why are they trusting China? Because boss, whether you like it or not, everyone is on the same boat. And China, somebody asked China, boss, do you know what's happening in China? Do you know what is happening in China? They're going through a real estate crisis right now, and it is worse than the 2008 real estate crisis that is happening right now in China. Right? China is going through a really bad problem. Apart from real estate problem, they're also going through steel crisis. Lot of steel companies in China have gone bankrupt. I don't know if you guys follow Chinese news. You should definitely follow, because I follow Chinese news. Is there no news on this yet? Okay. So, China, okay, it's not come out yet. Okay, I read it somewhere else then. So basically what's happening in China, the steel companies are also shutting down. They're also going through bankruptcy. So all of these things you need to now look at this. You need to start reading about this. Where do I read such news information? You might ask, Shashank, where are you reading all of this? I just read it on Bloomberg Asia edition. I don't care about UK. I don't care about Europe. I don't care about US. I'm reading Asia edition of Bloomberg, and everything is there. Look at this. China's Evergrande falls short of promised restructuring plan. Everything related to what we are doing in the Eastern nation is here. If you have more time, then you can look at the US nation, but you will see US is suffering everywhere, but the Eastern nations are now bonding together to fight. Okay, which is nice. It is a very, very, very good thing for our economy. Cool? Understood? So yes, I mean, see guys, the reason why I tell you all this is because forget stocks. Stocks is number 2, right? It is not number 1. Number 2 is stocks, right? Actually, number 3 is stocks. First, you need to understand what is happening with the macroeconomic level. Okay, what is happening in US? Because tomorrow, Russia war affected your stocks. So you looking at fundamentally strong stocks will be useless if Russia effect happened, right? So macroeconomic comes first. Second, sector analysis in India comes second. After sector analysis comes your stocks in the sector, because tomorrow something happens in China, some chemical plant now comes up with the same thing that Deepak Nitrite is doing, then what happens is Deepak Nitrite stock price will fall tomorrow and you will be like, Shashank, how is this possible? It was a fundamentally good stock. So please read all this. I read Bloomberg every time, I read investing.com every time, Live Mint and Money Control. That's it. Just 4 articles. You anyway do a lot of Instagram and TikTok and whatever that shorts you keep scrolling, right? Scroll on this also. See how much knowledge you'll get with this. Okay. Also, guys, please stop spamming. Is it free? Most of the articles are free. Sometimes they annoy you by gatekeeping the articles, but most of the time the articles are free. Some articles they'll be like banned. Okay, I have another solution for you. Okay, don't show this to anyone. It is secret. Don't show this to anyone. Let me find some article that is blocked. Usually they make you oh shit, I'm a paid member. Let me just remove this off. One sec. I've actually taken subscription to Bloomberg. Let me just sign out and I will show you how to do this. Okay, coming back. I'll teach you guys on hack. Obviously don't tell people you got it from me. So whenever there's an article that is blocked like this, right, see this, it says it's blocked over here, right, sign up or whatever it is. Just take the link of this article, go to a website called archive.ph, okay, and put the article here if you want. Verify you're not a robot or whatever that is. So what happens is they unlock the entire article for you. So basically the entire article gets unlocked for you and you don't have to pay for it. Okay, so don't tell this to anyone. It's a slight hack that I use. Whenever there's a paid article, you can go to this website. It's free. Just paste the link of whatever it is. And it opens up the entire article for you and you can read it. This is the exact same article. It stops here, right? It stops at rebounds itself, but here it'll open rebound, open your graphs, open everything. Bookmark this, keep it, save it. Don't be careful, right? Why did you take premium? I've taken premium for my entire team. So my entire team goes through this, gets content for reels, gets content for this. So I don't use it for myself. So all my team uses all my accounts. So my Live Mint, Economic Times, Bloomberg, everything they use. And also I got a very cheap rate for 3 months, but after 3 months I have to stop Bloomberg, mainly because Bloomberg is very expensive after 3 months, right? So I would have to stop that, is because after 3 months it becomes $299, but first 3 months it's at $1.99 for 3 months. So that's why I've taken this 3-month plan and I will stop it after 3 months because it was very cheap. Okay, cool. Again, just showing you all this, some hacks for you guys. Oh, you guys can take it, whatever, fine. Okay, awesome. Wait, let me just have a sip of, not coffee today, protein shake today. I'm trying to build my body. Okay, coming to Indian market, chalo, let's do one thing. Let's take some stocks that people spoke about. Somebody spoke about what is that? Somebody spoke about Tanla, right? Let me check Tanla once. First of all, why did Tanla go down? All this big hula hoo happened. Let me clear the air about Tanla as to what happened right now. Let me open it here. Let me talk about Tanla, because there are a lot of people who are holding Tanla for a very long period of time and now they're worried about it, now they're scared about it. Yeah, this is what's going on with Tanla right now. So Tanla basically has fallen quite drastically from here, but this was only because of the market conditions, nothing related to the stock. 50% dip or more than 50% dip. But what happened in the last few days where it fell from here to here, almost 30-35%, was the problem that kicked in, right? Now, question comes here is, what happened with this? What happened? Why is it falling down? Couple of reasons, right? Understand the stock market. The result of Tanla did not come very attractive this quarter. Okay. Now, would you blame Tanla for it, or would you say that Tanla is a bad company? I would say it is not enough basis for me to make a decision on Tanla. Okay, I'll tell you why. If you go to the result, right? If you go to Tanla's result, and let me show you how to read results on this at the same time. Okay, come here, corporate actions, not corporate actions, sorry, come back, corporate announcements, board meeting, company result. Okay, now let's look at this, zooming in. Wow. Okay, consolidated results. So this is where the problem happened. Look at this. Total revenue from operations fell from 85 to 80. What is this? This is in lakhs. That if it's in lakhs, you have to remove the last two numbers and it becomes 853 crores. So from 853 crores last quarter, it fell down to 800 crores this quarter, whereas every year it was growing, every quarter it was growing. So this was one of the biggest reasons, okay? And their cost of services went up. Even though the revenue went down, their cost of services went up, their employee cost went up. So this is bad management. These two things are bad management, because if the revenue goes down, your cost of services should go down. So what happened? That means your margins have fallen. That means you were operating at good margins and now your margins have fallen, right? One sec, spammers, please don't spam. Okay, this was reason number one. Another reason why the stock also crashed was mainly because they saw that the founders of Tanla were the promoters of Tanla were selling their stake as well. Okay, okay, give me a second. Let me log into this as well. The promoters of Tanla were basically selling their stake, which was again considered as a negative approach to these guys. Let me come back. Yes, so where did that go? Yeah, look at this. Now, couple of guys were selling stake in the market, which was also considered bad. The promoter holding basically decreased in the market as well, which is also considered as a negative thing. Apart from that, all the other research reports also were not indicating something positive, right? So everyone's given a buy signal, but mainly the stock has fallen on 40-50% because the market took it as a big jolt. That Tanla was a company that was operating at very high margins, okay, was operating at very high margins and also had gone up quite significantly, and it was trading at a very high P ratio as well. Now, at one point it was trading at 95 times P ratio. Now it has come down to 17.6, okay, and the market cap has also fallen significantly. Now you will ask me, Shashank, is it a good time to buy or not? Because the revenue has dipped one quarter, and they have been brutal to this stock. Brutal as in 35% is not a justified fall. Even for me, it's not a justified fall, right? They don't have, they have a lot of reserves, they don't have much borrowings, only their shareholding has gone down a little bit, but it's fine. Now, if you ask me, Shashank, would you buy this stock or not? I would say, wait one more quarter. What's the worst that can happen? It's anyway at 9,000 crore market cap right now. I would say from a risk reward analysis, I would say wait for 1 quarter. Okay, why am I saying wait for 1 quarter? What if the next quarter result also comes bad? Then the stock will go down even more. Then it's a bad decision. But if it comes good, then you can invest in the stock for a long term period, not for a short term period, but for a long term period, because now it's a good entry point again. So same problem I have with one more stock. Can somebody tell me which other stock I have a problem? If they give one bad result, it will create a big issue, right? Similar rise and fall kind of a story. Tata Elxsi also has gone up. It's very overvalued, slightly overvalued right now. If you look at it, it is not, I mean, it is gone up quite significantly. It's almost breaking its all-time high, but it's also given a good quarter result, right? If you look at the quarter result, it has given a growth quarter result as well. But once if if Tata Elxsi comes and gives a bad quarter result, do you know what will happen to the stock? Massive correction will happen, right? Does this mean that the stock is bad because of 1 quarter bad performance, or can you explain whether a stock is good or bad because of one quarter performance? We cannot explain this, okay? We do not know this. We have to wait for another quarter. Currently Tanla ke hisab se there is fundamentally nothing wrong with this. You'll have to wait for another quarter, right? If the next quarter result comes out good, then you can still buy and take over the long-term journey, right? If the next quarter comes bad, don't even touch the stock for a while, because it is going to take a long time for it to start recovering. Okay, next, somebody said which other Sharda, similar thing happened to Sharda as well. Let me open Sharda and show you, right? By the way, I'm still holding it, so don't worry. I mean, for all the people who are crying about it, it has fallen quite significantly. I'm still invested and I'm actually averaging it as well. Okay, so it's Tanla's again, Sharda's again fallen down by 26%. Why did it fall down by 26%? Again, it fell down by 26% because the result came very, very bad. Okay, let's look at the result. Let me show you what happened. Sorry, Sharda, what am I doing? Okay, corporate announcements, go down, check the result of this stock very quickly, go down. Okay, consolidated balance sheet. What is this cheating results they put out? They put 3 months ended of this. No, I don't want 3 months ended. Show me quarter on quarter. Kya cheating karte hain log? Okay, they've shown last quarter to this quarter comparison. Okay, Either which way, Sharda Cropchem's result was not good. They've shown a cumulative math here, unnecessary. Okay, let's look at the outside world. Yeah, so the result over here was not extremely great. Okay, the reason why the result was not extremely great was, first of all, it's a very cyclical business. Sharda Cropchem is not a very effective business. It's a very cyclical business. So, but on the long term, we are looking at whether the company will do well or not, right? So that is why I didn't get affected too much when it fell down. I'm like, okay, fine. It's, first of all, it's a very small part of my portfolio, and the result is significantly bad compared to the growth rate of last two results. So it's actually given a bad result compared to 3 quarters. So it is bad, right? But every June, it is usually not a great result in June. Look at this, look at this, look at this. So it's a cyclical stock. So early, it will keep going up. But on the contrary, if you look at Deepak Fertilizers, gave a damn good result, right? So what am I doing with this stock? Nothing. I'm still holding it. I'm still averaging it. I'm going to wait. I will take other quarter's decision to make a decision. If the other next quarter comes below 825, that's my exit trigger. I'll book whatever 20-25% stop loss, whatever 20-25% I have lost. I will take it out and get out of it, right? So this is how I do it, right? Other people might do differently. This is how I do it. I will not base a stock's decision on 1 quarter. I always wait for at least 2 quarters before taking a decision. I might be wrong, right? Obviously, next quarter might come really bad. I will exit if it's really bad. No problem, right? But if it goes up, then it's a different scenario. So always wait for 2 quarters before making any analysis of anytime you're judging any stock. What else? Oh. Okay, let's do one thing, guys. Last time I think we found one company called Finiotex. I don't know how many of you all remember this Finiotex. I think it was Finiotex. Was it Finiotex? Yeah, Finiotex was doing well. Last time we found it in the weekend research session that we were doing live. They also gave the results are quite good. June quarter results are also good, and it did go up. It did start rallying. I mean, I took a position there as well. My Varun Beverages is also doing quite well. It's a very good upward direction. So if you look at it from that perspective, also nice. Varun Beverages. Okay, this is something that I have taken position as well. VRL is also something that I am currently invested in. VRL is taking a small dip right now. It has gone down quite small amount, right? But this is something I'm keeping for a very long period of time because I don't look at 1 year chart. I want to keep it going upwards, right? Because I believe this will do well over a long period of time. So these are some of the things that I'm holding as well. Okay, cool. Okay, let's do. Apart from that, my dividend small case gave me 5% returns. I don't know how many of you all remember that. But the dividend small case gave me approximately 5% returns and gave me some significant amount of dividend as well, because I think few companies have announced some crazy dividends. Gale recently came out and announced a bonus. Vedanta's come out and released another massive dividend for everybody. So dividend small case is something that I keep aside, which I ensure that my wife keeps investing in that and I invest in the other ones as well. Okay. So the stocks that I'm tracking, if people want to know, these are the stocks that I'm actively tracking right now. Let me show you in my watch list. Yeah, so these are the stocks that I'm tracking. Most of them I've invested in actually, but some of them I have not invested in. So these are the simple stocks that I'm currently tracking right now, right? As you see, not everything is very scary. Most of them are fundamentally strong. Some of them are risk appetite heavy driven because they are slightly aggressive, but most Naveen Fluorine did a tremendous uptick right now. Naveen Fluorine did a beautiful upward journey. So this was also good, right? Okay, chalo, let's do one thing. Let's take a quick stock and analyze the quick stock very quickly as well, so you guys can start spamming for the next 5 minutes. Talk about, put names of stocks. We will do a community market research as well, and you can also click on the like button, please, because it will help me also a lot if you click on the like button. Just when I look at it, it looks nice. Okay, chalo, now you can start putting the name of the companies that you want me to do market research on or quick research on. Let me know what to do. Okay, Moltech. Okay, a lot of people are saying Moltech packaging, I'm assuming. Let me put Moltech. IT stocks have taken a big beating, guys. I don't know, somebody was saying Wipro. Wipro is not, dude, Wipro is not bad. It's just they took a massive beating. If you look at Wipro right now, it's not like they're suffering big time. All the tech companies are in a downward journey itself, right? Not It's not like they're doing some crazy job. Everyone is in a downward journey itself. So it's okay. It's an industry issue. It's not a very company driven issue. Company is now doing a massive turnaround. So it's a very that kind of an issue. Okay. Okay. Two more stocks I need. Two more stocks. Come on. Divis Labs and all I'm not doing, man. Divis Labs is good only. Don't worry. What is Black Rose? I have no idea what Black Rose is. Okay. This is a very interesting stock. Come on, come on. One more. Also click on the like button. Come on, good people. Jubilant Foodworks I've done multiple times in the past. Multiple. Actually, I'll do this. Okay. Guys, take a decision, take a call. Wow, I actually miss doing this, man. It's so nice to come sit on the weekend and talk to all of you guys. It's fun. Or else it's so boring. I have to sit every day and do videos by myself. Quite boring. It's nice when I have a audience watching me. Okay, waiting. Please vote, please vote, please vote. Okay. Come on, guys, come on. Okay, Tata Power has taken a massive boom. People like Tata stocks, looks like. Okay, guys, I'm gonna end it. Is Learn app good for learning F&O and intraday? Yeah. It is. I bought it. It is good. It gives you a lot of strategies it's basically a lot of strategies. It is good for analysis. Yes. Okay. So the winner was clearly up, down, left, right. Tata Power, and also Jayesh wants me to do Lakshmi Organics. Well, a lot of people want Lakshmi Organics. What's so great about Lakshmi Organics? What happened to Lakshmi Organics? Let's check. Let me quickly check Lakshmi Organics. Okay. There's another company that has been doing a lot of rounds with respect to its name. It's called Ami Organics, AMI. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but Ami Organics is doing a lot of rounds. Okay, let's look at the return on equity. ROE trend is good. ROECE is good. Net profit margin is also good. Debt to equity ratio is also good. Share price CAGR is only 1 year data, which is okay. A lot of receivables stuck. Quite a significant amount of debt, but it's okay compared to the equity that they have. Fund flow analysis, use of funds. Okay. First, let's understand what this company does very quickly before we go into financials. It's not updated yet. Okay, no problem. We'll go through it once quickly. Okay. Yasho Industries. I know where you got that name from. Smart fellow. Okay. Yes, it's only a 1 year old company. Currently trading below its 50-day DMA as well. It's not a good sign. Let's look at the result. Result has been a dip this quarter, but actually very interesting. March did really well, but this did really bad. But also the stock price has gone up. But overall, it's done a really good quarter last year. Good balance sheet as well. Cash flow positive also, quite good. Shareholding pattern also quite interesting here as well. So from an overall perspective, from a fundamental avenue, looks good. 8,000 crore market cap. What does it do? It is a company in specialty chemical space. Okay, it's in the chemical industry, primarily a B2B business, acetyl intermediates and specialty intermediates. India's largest manufacturer and exporters of ethyl acetate, market share of 30%. Okay, one other place to look at this if it's there. Yeah, let me go down 2 days ago. Let me go up. Don't get biased by reading this. Something's happened recently in the con call reports that has shocked this company. Okay, production disruption due to flooding in Mahad MIDC. This will show some loss of revenue in Q2. Guys, it's going to show loss of revenue in Q2. That means next quarter result is not going to look very favorable for whoever is looking at this. Apart from that, if you just look at, this is Q4. I want Q1 now. Come to Q1. What is this? Why is they looking at Hikal? No. The results are subpar. We'll get to know about the affecting factors in the call tomorrow. Hopefully this will fizzle out in the euphoria, led to the more realistic valuation of entry. Let's open the result as well. Yeah, nothing. Wait. Oh, Hitesh has also commented on this. So Hitesh is a very good person on the Value Picker forum. You should just read his entire notes. It's just beautiful. Just read this. There is a small problem with the chemical space because it had been overvalued, then it went down, then it became slightly undervalued. Now it's looking again very good. A lot of highly fancied chemical companies and price action which began before the results were out. It seems that the chemical sector frenzy which we have been witnessing in the last few months is now facing a severe rout. Again, I would say wait for another quarter. To be honest, wait for another quarter. I'll tell you why. Number one is because the Q2 result might do slightly bad, again because of the flooding that they're claiming here. If it does bad and the market takes it in a negative way, then it might go down. If it goes down, you get a better entry. Doesn't seem like it's a bad stock, but again, it's a chemical industry space. So chemical industry space, whoever is there, are very dependent on the raw material price. Please understand this. So if the raw material price of a chemical industry company goes up, then the margins go significantly down. So please understand the factors that you are playing around with this. Apart from that, from a financial standpoint, it doesn't look very bad. From a fundamental standpoint, again, you'll have to check what is the industry, what is happening in the industry, the applications of this industry. You'll have to look at all of that. I think just read this. Whoever asked me this question, just go through this, read this quite in depth. There is a lot of information over here. Just go through and read this. Okay, Jayesh? But nothing seems very alarming that I would say that, get out of this right now. Let's check this as well. One sec. Okay, fine. Benchmarking. Yeah, this is where it is. So product wise breakup, you can see most of it is in the pharmaceutical space. 23% in the others, actually 23% in the pharmaceutical space, and most of it is in others as well, chemicals. Okay, India driven, but that's also another problem. Heavy international driven is not there. It's basically India driven. The minute they go international driven, it might do really well as well. Okay, zoom out. Okay, just go through it, man. Doesn't seem very bad, but let's come back to our main stock, which is Tata Power. Okay, let's not deviate from this. Okay, coming to Tata Power, let me open it on all tabs. Power. Tata Power is doing so many things, man. So many things. They recently had there's a recent news article that came out at Tata Power as well. Tata Power. I don't think these guys will have Tata Power, do they? Should have. Tata Power, not required. I'm just closing all the tabs that we don't need. What? Okay. Tata Power. Okay, for all the people who don't know how power sector works, okay, so power sector is a very heavy dependent on, can someone tell me what is it dependent on? Chalo, quiz for you guys. Power industry is very dependent on something. They're very heavy. Okay, they're very heavy with respect to something. Can someone tell me what that thing is that they're very heavy on? Such a nice cell target. Okay, so power companies are very heavily dependent on something called as capex, which is capital expenditure, right? Because they need when you look at a power contract, first you have to put the money inside, build that entire power industry, and then you get money over a long period of time. Okay, so that is the problem with power industries, where they take a lot of loan, they take a lot of debt, because the revenue comes over a long period of time, so they're very heavy on that. Kishan Thakur is asking, why is Nifty going high even after rate hike by 1%? Because Kishan, India doesn't care about the rate hike of 1%, because India has now stopped listening to, or stopped looking at, who's this? Has stopped looking at the US market. Why? Because the US market issues are not happening to India, because we are getting desensitized to dollar right now, right? So that is why we are not getting so affected. Okay, coming to Tata Power. Tata Power, power industry, look at this. You'll see the non-movement of power industry, right? If I go to a monthly chart, okay, and remove all drawings and reset the chart, power industry is usually like this. Look at this, okay? It's always in a very cyclical mode. If you had invested in Tata Power some time ago, you would have not made significant amount of returns, because power industry is like this, where it's not a very lucrative business right now. The reason why it's going up right now is because now India, the sector was not favorable before. So this entire period that you see, power was not a hot topic. Okay, power was not hot topic here. This part, because the rallies come so much, half of it was because of COVID positiveness, and the second half is now that power future has come in, right? What do I mean by power future? If you look at the future of our country and India going to net debt zero, and India becoming a solar heavy country, and we're going to go into renewable energy, now suddenly everyone's like, hey, power is important, renewable power is important. So all of this starts becoming slightly important, right? Yeah. So Tata Power is rallying because of that. Apart from that, Tata Power is also rallying because of a few other things. Not rallying, but actually went down because of a few other things. Also rallied because of a few other things. So Tata Power recently went down because, again, their operating margin took a hit. It became bad. So that is why it took a hit. But also, if you look at what are the things that are happening with Tata Power, you will see that they have recently signed a lot of packs. Their future looks very bright. They're also doing a lot of things for the electric vehicle segment. So if you're reading up on Tata Power, that is very important. See, it says Tata Power says renewable energy to be 60% of its portfolio in the next 5 years. Renewable energy will create a massive positiveness for the industry. Tata Power will parry its debt via disinvestment and profit, but focus on growth now. That what this basically means is they are going to reduce their debt and they're going to increase their profit. Okay, if I come down and look at their sales, quarterly sales are obviously looking good. Okay, look at this, 9, 10, 11, 14 quarterly sales are good, but the result didn't come well, because even on 14,000 crores they got 1683 crores result, whereas here again the same result gave you the same kind of operating. This is where they said, no, the margins got affected slightly higher. This was exactly where it got affected over here, right? That is why people took it in a slightly negative way. But even after paying an interest of 1000 crores, this quarter they paid 1000 crores interest, they had a net profit of 795 crores. But if you want to see how much they're actually making on a year-on-year basis, pretty much the same amount. Why? Because the debt that they pay, the interest that they pay is very high. Now, the main thing about this is, look at this. This is the scary part, debt to interest, debt to equity ratio. Reserves are only 22,000, but the debt is 51,000 crores in this company. This is the alarming fact. Now, usually what happens, 2 to 3 things happen at this point. One, Tata's sons, okay, from TCS, they'll take money and they'll put it into Tata Power and remove some of the debt. So Tata Power will start looking attractive. Second thing, as they said that they want to do divestment. Divestment means they'll sell 1 or 2 plants away. They'll get a massive amount of crores for those plants, and they'll take that crores and amount of money and repay their borrowings, right? Now, if the borrowings go down, on a yearly basis, then this will look very attractive as a company if the borrowings go down. But every other company you see, if you look at the power grid, if you look at any other company, their borrowings are usually tend to be high, right? Let's look at Adani Green Energy. Let's go down. Look at Adani. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is the most scariest thing I've seen. Minus 374 reserves and 52,000 crores in debt. Minus 374. Is SBI looking at this? Why are you giving loan at this rate? I don't get it, right? 52,000 crores in borrowings, and this is why I get scared when it comes to Adani companies, mainly because of this. But all power companies face this problem, and whenever power companies face this problem, they do divestment, they do this, they do that. So from the future aspects of what what Tata Power is doing is obviously great, because we're looking into renewable energy and they're winning a lot of projects and all that. But it is important to see how they'll reduce their debt, because the debt is currently scary. Praveer Sinha basically said that the company is comfortable with the current financial ratios and earnings before interest depreciation would help service the debt, which is true. Why is it true? What is he saying? He's like, I'm comfortable with the earnings. Why? Because the net profit is also growing, and from my profit, I can come and pay off my interest, which is 1,000 crores. So if I keep continuing this and I stop taking more debt, then I'll easily pay off. But in the power business, is it easy to take more debt? It is not. It is is it easy to build your revenue without debt? No. If you get a new project, you have to again put in 5,000 crores, 3,000 crores mega project and start building it, right? So that is where it becomes slightly murky. Whenever it's a power company, you need to understand that this is electronic city. No. Okay. Show you. Yeah. So look at this. CCI OK's BlackRock and Madhubala's 4,000 crore stake acquisition in Tata Power's renewable energy arm. Now, where will this money go? Let's see this. This is a recent thing where Competition Committee of India basically said that we will 4,000 crore stake in acquisition in Tata Power, right? Now, that is equal to 10%. So, BlackRock is going to get 10% of a company called Tata Power Renewables. Now, what is this? Where is this money going? Tata Power plans to utilize the funds for growth of its energy business. It is not going to remove it and put it in the debt. It is coming as a growth mechanism. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they even spin this off as a separate company and start raising funds for this as well, right? So this is what is happening. The final shareholding will range from 9 to 11%. Fine. Okay. Next 5 years, Tata Power Renewables aims to achieve a portfolio of 20 gigawatt of renewable assets and a market leading position in the rooftop and electric vehicle charging space. So they're coming in rooftop as well. So Tata Power Renewables is going to be a subsidiary, looks like, of main Tata Power, right? Tata Power backed renewable energy subsidiary. Yes. So this is what is happening. So tomorrow it will be very easy for them to spin this off, right? What the fuck? Who's this? Best adult dating site. Bhai, hide user from channel. What the hell? Ajeeb log. Yeah. So from a futuristic perspective, it will also look very attractive if they come out and spin this off into an IPO, which not now, obviously it'll take 5 to 7 to 10 years happening. But as I said, Tata Power from a stock perspective is doing all the right moves. They have the backing to reduce the loan. Basically, it's a heavy loan based business. If they can reduce that loan, then they will be in a very good space. Currently, the renewables portfolio is 16%, transmission and distribution is 45%, and the power generation is 37% right now, right? So if they can do this, and they're heavily dependent on thermal, now they're getting into solar because India is moving into a solar based model right now. So that is what I'm saying. So Tata Power, for all the people who asked me, I don't know, man, it's very, I'll tell you what, to be honest. If you look at the future, it looks bright. But if you look at the current scenario, I don't know whether it's a good entry to buy or a good entry to sell. I personally stay away from power companies only because they're at the mercy of, who's this? They're currently at the mercy of the Indian government, and most of the new power generating tenders are being won by Adani right now and not by Tata Power. Tata Power is winning L2, L3, right? Which is the second or third position. So I don't know. If it was me, I would, there are better stocks to look at, there are better stocks to invest. So please investment in that. Guys, I'm not doing Moltech today. So please look at this. Affle India, please, I beg. Pratham, Varun Reddy, Moltech. I want to ask this question to you guys. Varun Reddy, to you and Pratham, did you guys over invest in this stock that you're crying so much that your life depends on this stock? Did you guys put too much money in this and it fell down? Because it seems like you guys have put too much money. And if you have not put too much money in this, then I don't know why you're spamming all of this, right? So please tell me, all the people who are spamming Moltech, did you guys put too much money into Moltech? See, I don't even need to look at the stock price. I can come to know instantly that you guys have done some problem here, right? First of all, please understand, you should not be in such a situation. Do not come into such a situation where you have to be at the mercy of a company like this, right? If it's going up or going down. In fact, this is going up also. So what are you guys crying about, right? So I'm not going to do Moltech. Yeah, if it's up, why are you crying so much? Like your life depends on it. If it is up 25%, I don't get it. If it's going down, you can cry. So Pratham is saying, yes, he's put a lot of money into which company was Pratham spamming a lot? Affle India. See, first of all, I'm not going to do research about these two stocks. Number one. Number two, it's a live example for everyone in this chat that when you over index on a particular stock, when you overemphasize and you put 50, 60, 70% in a particular stock like this, you will start reacting like this. If the stock, I have stocks in my portfolio that are down 24-25%, but I'm not even thinking about it, mainly because it is 5% of my portfolio and it doesn't affect my portfolio, right? So this is a lesson for everyone. I've been telling you again and again. It might look attractive, you might get some tips, but it is safer to do simple fundamental analysis. If you feel, guys, I have a very simple suggestion to all of you guys, okay? I've been telling this from a very long period of time. If you feel that, Shashank, I cannot handle this stress, okay, let me show you something. If you feel that I cannot handle this stress, I can't keep looking at all these companies, I've put a lot of money, I have a lot of money, I want to put a lot of money, then just go buy a passive fund. I've told you this 100 times, right? If you cannot do this, you cannot identify good stocks, you're constantly losing money. If you think you're constantly losing money, then boss, just go buy a Nifty 50 index fund and forget about it. Straight away forget about it. Don't look at these small stocks, right? This is what I'm saying. So please, whenever someone types like this, I get very irritated because I know why they're in this situation. I was in this situation as well. I look at bias also, right? If when I take positions and I put too much money into it, I look at every news and I want it to be positive and want it to be negative, right? So it happens with that. I'm telling you, it happens with that. So don't do it. I would say if you're in a bad situation right now and you can't deal with the stress, you're not getting good night's sleep, all that is happening, just remove all your stocks, just invest in Nifty 50 and go sleep peacefully. If Nifty 50 will automatically tell you good things and bad things, it will remove out. Don't get into FOMO, no? Right? So don't spam like this. If Varun Reddy, if you're already up 25%, then good for you, bro. If you're asking me this question so desperately that you're begging me to and trying to understand, that means I can safely say you have not done enough research on this stock for you to have that kind of low conviction, right? This all comes from low conviction that you have not done too much research. You want me to do research about fundamental analysis, I will definitely do it for you. But if you're saying that you're spamming like this, I understand that there's a problem. Whenever you spam, no, I come to know like this that there is some problem, that you've either over invested or you've not done enough research, and that is why you're crying. If you've done enough research, you won't even ask me about companies, right? If you've done enough research, you know exactly what is happening in your companies, you know when to exit, you know when to enter, everything you know properly what to do. Okay, so that's it. I'm not doing any more stocks today. We'll meet again after maybe next week. I'm not there, but maybe next week we'll meet again. We'll talk some other time. Okay, coming back to the main thing. Okay guys, it's 12:30. Thank you for spending 1 hour with me. I don't know how time flies when I'm sitting with you guys, but I hope you guys like this episode, and if you did, please click on that like button. I miss doing this. I'll ensure that I do it more regularly. It's my bad, I keep missing weekends. I think next weekend also I might miss, but I'll ensure I do it more efficiently because it's fun. I sit with you guys and do it. Also, I am doing a free workshop tomorrow of how to analyze stocks. If you guys want to join it, I don't know if you guys already have the link, but if you guys want to join it, I'll put the link in the comment. You can come and register for that. Tomorrow at around 5 p.m. I'll be doing that entire session. And also there are some slots that I'm opening for my private community tomorrow. So if you're active in that session, you will come to know about my private community as well. Okay, this is me, Shashank Udupa, signing off. Take care. See you guys. Bye. I'm going to put the session link below as well. Okay, Tata, bye bye. See you. Take care. Good night.